and welcome to episode number 72 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello everyone.
Today we're going to be doing Man vs. Bee, which we're pretty much doing because we both love Mr. Bean.
Yeah, yeah we do.
So we're hoping it's in a similar vein to that. But before we get into that, those of you who are new to the podcast probably don't know this about us, but what we like to do is before we jump into the review itself, we like to briefly talk about our weeks and the goings-on in the wide world, which may get a bit iffy, but whatever. Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Well, I was down in your neck of the woods, but not long enough to say hello, apparently. We went to see Guns N' Roses over the weekend.
I was working, fuck you.
Yeah, you were. We stayed in a hotel in inverted commas. It was like a prison room.
Yeah, I got some bad news for you. That's London.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Listen,
I was
all the hotels in London, if there's an event on, they jack their prices up by 3 times the amount. The only thing you're getting for a reasonable rate is a fucking prison cell.
Yeah, it was Pride weekend as well, so everything good was gone.
Was it Pride weekend?
Well, it was Pride weekend in London.
Weird.
So I think the idea was at the end of Pride month, they have a Pride weekend for a full-on blowout. It was like the 2nd of July rather than,
Well, that's why I was confused, because I was like, that weekend was definitely firmly in July territory.
Yeah. 2nd and 3rd of July, yeah. But yeah, there was competing gangs of people. Obviously, the Pride lot were doing Pride things in Pride Town, and everyone that went to Guns N' Roses, it was like 85% pregnant dads and 15% rock chicks.
Pregnant dads?
Bald middle-aged men, or balding with the mosquitoes landing spot and a pregnant paunch.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time, and I'm absolutely astonished that during our time on the tube, neither of us picked up COVID.
I mean, it is kind of gone. Like, it's still there, but it's endemic now.
Yeah.
I mean, so much so, here's a story from my workplace. One of my managers has COVID and is currently working with it, and I didn't know this, so I was very pissed off at the end of my last shift.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want to be around it.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, out in the wide world, Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh!, has passed away.
I was going to talk about this. The story is so weird.
Yeah, he was found floating in the sea in Okinawa with snorkeling gear on.
Yeah, except when the story initially broke, it was claimed to have been a car crash, so I don't know how those wires got crossed.
Yeah, me either. Like, police are investigating.
Yeah, it is fairly suspicious.
Yeah.
Especially seeing as usually that type of activity, people know you're going to go and do it.
Yeah.
So it's a very easy thing to it should in theory be an easy thing to corroborate in that asking friends and family, hey, did you know so-and-so was off doing this? And if even one person says, yes, he told me, then that at least gives some credence to perhaps no foul play. But if it is foul play, what's the purpose?
Yeah. I can't imagine any Yu-Gi-Oh! Players being mad enough at the creator to go after him, but oh well, stranger things have happened.
Indeed. It's just, man, 2 oddities in Japan this week.
Yes, I'll let you talk about the other one because you know more about it than I do.
Oh, I've not got any notes on it. Spoiler alert, guys, about 2 hours ago before the podcast started, the former Prime Minister of Japan got shot.
Yes.
Or rather, got confirmed as deceased, I should say.
Yeah.
He got shot like early for us, but like late afternoon for Japan. It's such a weird story.
Yeah, as far as we were aware, like it was originally gravely injured and then got upgraded to murdered.
Yeah, homemade firearm, because
Yes.
Japan has actual gun laws that tend to work.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, as far as I'm aware, the only way to legally get hold of a gun in Japan is by joining either A, the defense force, they're not allowed the military, or the police force.
Yes.
And I only know the police force part because of Persona 4.
Yeah. And yeah, the last thing is that new anime season has started, and it includes Overlord Season 4, and man, I watched Overlord when it was new. Well, not when it was new. Like, it was already in arrears by the time I watched Seasons 1, 2, and 3, and it's still been fucking ages.
I watched it as it was coming out. I can't remember what season I'm up to. I think I've finished Season 3.
Yeah.
Did I watch? I don't know. I definitely watched Season 1. Season 1 was the best. I wouldn't say it went downhill from there, but it lost my interest into it, especially because Season 2 starts with the lizard shit.
Yeah, the lizard shit was is very definitely felt like a filler arc.
Oh,
I got into it, but
dude, I checked out the manga just to see what the fuck was going on because it made no sense, and it's just as sudden and weird in the manga as well. Also, lizard sex, people.
Let's see what the lizard men are doing, and it's just lizard sex. Oh,
and he has to explain to the lolly and the shota what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched the end up to Season 3. Season 3 ends when he has the one-on-one duel with that dude he met, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay,
the,
so I'm technically up to date and can jump in on season 4. I just don't know if I can be bothered.
And the grand summoning where he just decides, oh, I'll use 5% of my power, make these massive beasts that just destroy an entire country.
Yeah, and there's a Gilgamesh-looking motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, spoiler for new episode 1, the lolly and the show to get head pats.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's one of the good things about this show is the protagonist is 100% asexual, which means we know no creepy shit's going to go on with him and his subservients unless the people behind the writing pen decide to completely sell their souls, which is not beyond the realms of possibility.
Yeah. The body is asexual. The brain is not, but the body tries to keep the brain in check.
However, they pretty much confirmed it by the beginning of season 2 that the body has pretty much killed the desires at this point. Like in season 1, he was still getting like the boners, but his body was just like, ooh, calm down. And then by season 2, that just stopped being a thing. So the logical assumption is the body has taken over the sexual urges and he no longer gets them, full stop. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, because you can see when he turns green, because that's when the body is like, calm down, and it's suppressing emotion or feelings or urges or whatever.
Yeah, being a lich sucks.
Yep.
One of my favourite running gags is Ainz constantly fucking bumblefucking his way into a solution, and that one prick with the manticore tail just going, "Genius, Ainz!" And Ainz is just like, yes, I thought of all of that, and that's why I'm doing this. Holy fuck, he puts far too much faith in me.
Yeah. And when he's not thought of one, he's like, explain it to the others so that they, slowly and in their own language, so they can understand.
It's so good. I appreciate it, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 12-int player playing a 20-int character. But yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure there were other things that I could think of, but I've forgotten them, and we're getting a bit long in the tooth, so I'll throw over to you. How has your week been, and what have you seen out in the wide, wide world?
Well, okay, so first things first, I hate Amazon with a passion, so I don't tend to subscribe to Prime.
Right.
However, as you know, Rick, but the audience may not though, they said, please get Prime, here's a free month. And I went, I will take this free month, and then immediately unsubscribe, which means I get to watch Prime Video for a month.
Yeah.
I started watching The Boys.
Okay.
They're on, I think season 3 is wrapping up, so it was a pretty good time. I've watched the first 3 episodes, and apart from sexual assault being in episode 1, it's pretty entertaining.
Sweet.
I will give credit where credit's due. The assault is at least beneficial to the plot, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's not just...
It's not gratuitous, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't seem to be thrown in just for the sake of it. And also, you don't see anything, it's just, you know what happened. But yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on with this. I know it's meant to be a subversion of certain superhero traits, tropes even, and very explicitly, it's basically like, hey, superheroes, but capitalist.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the main thing heroes care about is their brand and how much of a percentage they get for everything. They're not supposed to save people off the clock, stuff like that.
Oh, man. For all of the superhero franchises to be on Amazon, this was the one, obviously.
I mean, I've got my eye on Invincible because I think I'm going to try and binge that before my free thing runs out as well. Yeah,
that's one that I've definitely had my eye on. Like, I don't have Amazon, so yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I was very surprised to find that the meme of well, if ain't the invisible cunt was in episode 1. Because I've seen that meme a dozen times, and Kurt Urban, I think it's actually pronounced Urbane, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. I know him as Eomer from Lord of the Rings, so it's very weird seeing him in this.
Yeah.
The cunt word gets thrown around a lot, and I'm here for it. But yes, out in the wide, wide world, I found some interesting news about the MCU.
Oh?
Apparently this has been news for a while, but it fucking went under my radar. Apparently fucking Namor's going to be in Black Panther 2.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they released the his outfit, basically. They basically showed off what it's going to look like, the design.
Huh.
And
weird.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've told you this before, but of all the characters in the Marvel canon, Namor's the weirdest when it comes to licensing.
Yeah, he is. He's also the weirdest when he comes to, existing, because he's meant to be a good guy. And as you've said multiple times,
always starts as a heel, always. But for the most part, most of his storylines involve trying to cuck Reed Richards.
Yeah. Yeah, he just wants to fuck his wife, and that's it.
Yeah, a weird amount of stories are just, I really want to fuck Sue Storm, and sometimes he does.
Oh, man.
Reed Richards is a neglective arsehole, but I don't like cheating.
No.
It's going to be interesting anyway. I like Namor. He's an interesting character. Mind you, I like Aquaman. It's just Namor is a more, I don't know, pessimistic, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a dick.
Yeah.
He is fundamentally a good guy, ultimately, but he's a dick. Moving on, here's some happy news. Noel Stevenson, did you catch this?
I've not seen this, no.
She's Nate's now.
Okay.
She's, I don't know what she technically defined herself as before. I think she was non-binary or fluid.
Yeah, as non-binary, they were ND Stevenson.
Yeah, well now they've changed. They're now Nate, and I believe they want to be known as he, him.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was the very final tweet that he made. I think it was a tweet. It's been a hot minute, and all I've got is my shitty little fucking podcast notes on my notebook of he wanted to do it for the entirety of June, and then ended up doing it on the very last day, which is kind of sad, but also adorable.
Kind of, yeah. Well, full power to him.
Yeah, good for you. It's always better when someone can just get that load off their chest, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, totally.
But yes, that's it for the Wide Wide World, and I guess we should get into Man vs. Bee.
Yeah, let's shall. So, this is available on Netflix. It's the new Rowan Atkinson thing, came out, I think, about a week and a half ago. Season 1, Episode 1, 3, 2, 1, and go.
The episode is aptly named Man vs. Bee, Episode 1, Chapter 1.
And this is the only one that's a double-length one.
Yeah, all the others are like 10 minutes, this one's nearly 20. Hey, look at that!
Yeah, the guy's named after where I live.
This is very Mr. Bean.
Yes, it is.
Jesus Christ.
It's actually, I'd say it's more Johnny English than Mr. Bean.
Maybe. But the flamethrower part, sure, but...
Yeah. Look how sad he looks.
I think everyone's been there where an insect has been just pissing them off.
I mean, more often than not, for you, it's moths.
Yeah, moths are easily dealt with because they're dumb, but bees, they're... I don't have no beef with the bee. I'm more annoyed by the wasps.
Yeah. Well, aren't wasps just... Oh, sorry, aren't bees just like mutant wasps?
No.
Like, taxonomically.
I couldn't tell you for definite, but that sounds incorrect.
Like, now, no, but... like, going back millions of years, yeah. Oh, I remember that one post of someone is at your door, and it's one of these doorbells.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been... there's been motion detected at your door. Someone is at your door, and the picture is just of a bee.
Ah. Okay, so the story is he's not actually in his house, he's in someone else's house. So that's...
Yeah, it's in someone else's house, the bees followed him in.
Yeah, I've never known... This isn't a business I knew existed. Is that a thing rich people have to do?
Apparently so. Like, having someone in the home when they go away to kind of, make sure that not only is the house inhabited, but also taken care of, kept up to, and all that. Half the time it's actually for certain pets as well.
Yeah, well, that's different. That's not a house sitter, that's a pet sitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've known enough of them.
Yep.
You are the help, you do not exist.
You're trying to do something professional, and the person who believes that they are richer than you, well, but probably because they are richer than you, just thinks that they exist on a different plane of existence to you. There's a manual for the house.
I hate this shit. Okay, anyone who knows tech... Okay, that now makes sense that there's a dog involved. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I hate jokes like that.
What, where the dog goes straight to the testicles?
Yeah, because anyone who is anyone, the first thing they would do is push the dog off. And if the owner gets pissy, it's like, no, your dog shouldn't be doing that. Dickhead.
And yet, almost every dog that I've met has tried it immediately.
My dogs don't. You can just say shit, bro.
Well, maybe not in a PG.
Alright, poo then. I don't think this man should be in a house with a dog.
No. Oh, I thought that was part of the picture.
I also thought that.
It's a mobile.
Here's the problem, is that such a real thing in that art is a scam.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Art is a way to launder money. In almost every aspect. Now, I'm not talking about the Vincent van Goghs or the, generic fucking painting landscapes and shit, but, the abstract shit that is just shit.
Oh, yeah, abstract art is just a scam.
Yeah.
The difference is, commission art tends to be, for the reason that it's commissioned. It's for vanity,
Yeah, absolutely, that's different. But, if you're like, oh, I'm paying there's a fucking public, not public, there's an artwork installation in some gallery that's just a fucking urinal.
Oh, yeah.
And, other artists piss in it, and some people are like, oh, they're complimenting the artist, and some are, no, they hate the artist. And it's like, it's not art, it's a urinal, get fucked!
The library is out of bounds to the dog.
No, fuck this, I'm glad their house got burnt down. This is one of those times where you should never lie on the job, but you should lie on the job. I used to have a house.
Having a house is familiar territory.
Why? She does not need... No. Alright, at this point that would irk me, because no, you did not need to fetch her coat for her when she was already there.
Yeah, you pushed her out of the way just to fetch it for her.
I want to be on this man's side because these guys are dickheads.
Yeah.
However,
yeah, totally.
That was a dumb decision.
Would you actually go for a double-barrel surname if one of the two was either Kolstad or Bergen-Batten?
If I was getting married, I'd want a double-barreled surname because I don't want to get rid of my name, but I don't want to force someone else to get rid of theirs.
Well, then again, your surname is very short and very easy to add to a double-barreler.
True enough. But I don't think the length of surname should influence whether or not you double barrel it. Because that being said, just because you double barrel your surname on a wedding certificate, etc., doesn't mean you have to sign that every time you sign it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's got a daughter or something. Oh, just let the bee have a lick.
That is a very fucking CGI'd bee, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's also a bee. Just let the bee have a lick. No,
I wouldn't want to eat a cherry bakewell if I knew a bee had been licking at it.
Well, fair enough. But then again, honey's just bee vomit, so...
I don't eat honey, but okay. Well, that's gone. You can superglue that shit. Yep. Also, come on, man. How rich this family is. They've got cameras everywhere, surely.
Oh, totally. Inside and out. They clearly don't need a sitter if they've got other help around all the time.
Got a gardener there already, which does not seem to... They do not seem to have informed Mr. Bingley of this. I've already forgotten his first name, and I only remember his second name because of,
Yeah, it's where I live. Mr. Bingley.
Ba-da-da-da-da-ba. I already remembered that this is infrared.
Yep. And you gotta gesticulate wildly to get anything out of anything.
But yeah, as I was saying earlier, where I kind of got cut off because everyone was being a dick on screen. As you do. The something that people who are savvy with tech will tell you is don't have tech integrated into everything.
Oh, yeah. If there's a way to make something dumb, make it dumb.
Yeah. That said, I would like to have at least one thing in my house activated via infrared, just so for that one moment I could feel like a Jedi.
We've got a infrared light in one of the bathrooms, so if you just go in, it just turns the big light on. Unfortunately, it stops you from, having a dark piss, which sometimes you need to be able to go back to sleep,
Yeah, you go into your bathroom for a piss and you just go, my eyes!
Yeah, like, trying to do it as darkly as possible so you don't lose any of your tired before you go back to sleep.
I just turn the light on because it helps with accuracy.
Yeah, fair enough.
I say it helps with accuracy. It gives you the ability to be accurate in the first place. I bet you that thing's head's fallen off more than once.
Yeah.
Simple things.
Man, I was reading about someone whose dog had such a strong prey instinct that they'd try and murder cats.
Do you not mean predator?
Yeah, a predator instinct for chasing prey.
Motherfucker, everyone knows you got to apply pressure for at least a minute.
It's Oohoo glue, it's the worst glue.
Is it? Is that a real brand?
Yeah, Oohoo is a real brand of glue. It's crap.
Well, fair enough. I've always used Electrolyte or Electrotite, whatever the fuck it's called. Loctite.
Yeah. Like, it's not super glue, so it's crap. Like, I'm used to super... Oh, hello.
Oh, well, that's gone.
That's going to get turned into poo.
It's not even, though, is it? The problem is you're probably going to have to take that to the vet for surgery. Unless it's got a really wide bumhole.
Yep.
That doesn't look sinister. Oh, it's okay, he didn't swallow it.
Oh, the lamp's going.
It's totally going to glue to his hand, isn't it? Because he's got it by the neck.
Yep. I also hate the dog mentality of trying to get the thing from it is also part of the game.
Oh, what? Have you learned
he
nothing?
He talk to his hand.
We're in the day of Uber, just fucking Uber some glue.
Yeah. Uber Eats super glue.
Oh shit, Amazon Prime. I suppose they can't flog that on Netflix.
No. Well, they could always do a something with the serial numbers filed off, like Spammers and Dime.
I don't know, man. Jeff Bezos seems like enough of a cunt to try it. I mean, he wouldn't get nowhere, but at the same time, he's got enough money that he might.
Waitrose, of course it's Waitrose.
Did that say fucking French wine and onion fucking soup?
I think so.
Like, you're getting it out of a tin. It don't matter how fucking fancy you claim it to be. If it's from a tin, it can't be that good.
Well, true. But then again, have you ever had M&S tinned curry?
I've never... You're talking to me, I've never had M&S anything. See, it's from a can, it looks like shite.
Yeah. So the M&S tinned curry is actually really nice.
Fair enough.
It's like £4 for a can, and it's like almost as good as...
You're a fucking idiot, bro. Sorry, look at him, he's got a book on the fucking cooker.
Oh, yeah, he does. Oh, boy. Ooh.
Alright, you're not even using that, so why do you care?
Yeah, the can's empty, just seal the top. Seal the lid. Just let it go in, seal the lid.
Yeah. That book, I'm waiting for the book to go up in flame. Like, don't get me wrong, I would not appreciate having a bee in my house because the buzzing does some weird ASMR shit, and it makes me feel weird, but not in a good way. So I'm like, cool, I need this thing to go. However, I wouldn't try to kill it, because if you kill a bee, same with wasps, fun fact, it gives a hormone spot for other bees and wasps to zero in on. Fuck off, can a bee do that? This is like that fucking one bit from Undertale where you're fucking slowly edging towards the attack button when Sans traps you.
Yeah, or the bit in Toy Story where Woody's getting the crate out.
I suppose that works, but sadly enough, I think Undertale might be a more relevant reference for the kids.
Yeah, true. Little shit.
I mean, for real, I'd be concerned. Oh, it was a plastic cup. That now makes more sense.
Yeah, fair enough.
It did look like a glass cup.
It did. It was a very clean plastic cup.
I don't know about you, Rick, but I like having windows open.
I like it, and also it can't happen because I live next to a forest.
I live next to a train station, Rick.
Well, okay, but trains don't come in through the window.
No, but it's loud as fuck. Seriously, this buzzing is making my fucking shoulder go funny.
We get a deluge of insects from the forest next door.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Ah, the door is now locked behind him.
And the manuals get on the cooker getting burnt.
Doom-laden music playing.
Yeah.
Distressed muttering.
I do love closed captions at times.
Ah, how convenient.
But apparently the only way you can get the infrared out is to do that one particular thing. At least he was smart enough not to fucking put water on the cooker.
Yeah. Well, this is crap infrared because, like, he's doing things and...
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that gonna be vodka? No.
That water was worth $10 million. It was blessed by the Papal himself. Mate, you should have seen.
Like it's been freezer blasted, yeah.
You should have seen before now that thing was that manual was fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so in his defense, it's not him doing the destruction right now, it's the fucking dog.
Yeah. But the dog's only doing the destruction because the bee is in there. That is a mean-looking bee.
Bee drones like World War II bombers.
Jesus. That was a threatening-looking shot, though. Like, I feared for my life. Nah, but for real, if a bee was staring you down like that, would you not be a little bit freaked out?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'd be getting all the poison. Fucking just grab some antiperspirant, man.
So yeah, we're now on chapter 2, so are we stopping now?
I clicked on watch credits.
Okay. It didn't even show me watch credits, it just went straight into chapter 2 as if it wasn't stopping.
Yeah, you could definitely binge this in an hour. I'm watching the credits because we're only going to do episode 1 because we're doing something short today because we have something special planned for next week, so spoiler, I guess.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, it's... Oh, we've got a minute and a half of credits, but I'll ask the question anyway. What did you think, Rick?
It was alright. It wasn't as good as Mr. Bean. It was obviously very kiddie, and, you know, there are some pro-kid tropes of this is how you have combat without actually fighting. It's like partly the reason why I really kind of don't like chase scenes is because it's like it gets that part of your brain going without the satisfaction of punching the shit out of each other.
I get you, man. It's kind of why I think a lot of people appreciate old school cartoons like Tom and Jerry, where they would just beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, like they might have a chase, but that at the end of the chase there is there are repercussions. There is catharsis, you know?
Yeah, it's like, here's the end of the chase scene. Oh, look, it's Spike all of a sudden. Oh, Tom just got smacked over the head.
Yeah. Spike punched him in the face, and his face moved, and the rest of his body didn't, and he stretched.
Yeah, cartoon physics, man. That's a good question. Do you think this would work better as a cartoon?
Maybe, but they've already got the Mr. Bean cartoon, which they can just do infinitely. So I think the idea is that this is the live-action Rowan Atkinson thing, whereas the cartoon is the animated one, where he just gives his own, like, Mr. Bean mutters to.
I don't know, but I really do think the Mr. Bean animation was shit.
A bit, yeah. It's a bit shit, but it is infinite. So it's the kind of thing that, yeah, you can just show it to a kid infinitely, and there's like, oh, here we go. This is one of the many episodes where the Queen shows up. There you go. And Mr. Bean fawns over the Queen because, like, the things that he loves are like the Queen and like Tina Turner. And
so he's got one of the same traits as Richie Richardson from Bottom.
Yeah, it's not Tina Turner. It's Shirley Bassey. In Mr. Bean's diary, which was like printed in the 90s, he sent a letter to the BBC to be Shirley Bassey's microphone, and He put the response letter in his diary of that we can't acquiesce to your request to be her microphone holder, because they assumed that he meant the holder and not the microphone itself.
I mean, he probably did mean that. Like, Mr. Bean is not an intelligent man.
Yeah. There was also another page where there was a poorly drawn picture of a £10 note. And his get rich quick scheme was: step 1, take to photocopier, 4p per 100 copies. Step 2, spend it. That's enough of me not only saying about what I thought of it, but also digressing into Mr. Bean instead. What do you think of it?
I didn't really rate it that highly. I thought there was going to be more slapstick. Most of the slapstick came in the form of, well, him messing with the dog. You know, which I have dogs. I can get that at home.
You can make it at home for nothing. Yeah.
Not to take anything away from Rowan Atkinson, like, his facial expressions are still on point. His physical comedy is still on point. It's not to the level of Mr. Bean, and as funny as the closing shot was, I don't think I'm actually going to continue watching this.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's very much a physical comedy, so it's not like you can just have it on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we should probably digress into our regular closing segment. So to that end, Rick, do you have a favourite moment? That doesn't bode well.
When the rich cunt family left because we didn't have to deal with them anymore.
Yeah, although it gives the perspective of why they were cheering in the courtroom, which I think is a bit fucking harsh.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know, granted from their perspective, this crazy man just did some crazy shit in their house, but, you know, me and you are common as fuck, Rick. We're gonna be on the working man's side.
Oh, definitely. All the time. All day, every day. But yeah, how about you? Did you have a favourite moment?
I really enjoyed the stare down between the bee and Mr. Bingley, because it's like, yeah, no, this bee does have malicious intent. That is confirmed. To be fair, Mr. Bingley did kind of start it, but, you know.
Yeah, it has intent and intelligence.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Well, it's not even very interesting. I find it very funny, and the closed caption that you mentioned of of wings beating like a World War II bomber.
Yep.
I would not have drawn that conclusion. That someone insisted on that being in the closed captions from the script.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
But yeah, we can't only talk about the good, we have to dwell on the bad. Rick, do you have a weakest link?
I was going to say the rich family, but specifically technifying everything just to contrive a bunch of situations that are about to happen and have already started happening.
Yeah.
Like the fact that everything is tech is something that we mentioned during the show. You brought it up more than I did, but yeah, the fact that if you can't have something with a dumb switch, then it's a dumb response.
Yeah. Yeah. Very specifically having infrared ways of opening the drawers, but no fucking handles, you can just pull it. Because fuck's sake, power outages can happen.
Oh yeah, totally.
So even disregarding the nonsensical situation we find ourselves in the program, there is a very realistic reason why you have a dumb mode for things.
Yeah. And, like, you can have an uninterrupted power supply, but probably not for an entire house.
Well, then again, these guys have fuck you money, apparently, because they're buying £80,000 artwork and $1 million books for no reason other than, look at this thing, it has cost me loads of money, fuck you, I'm stroking my dick.
Yeah, I think even the 80 grand artwork that he got was he paid 80 grand for it, and then it turned out to be worth even more.
Yeah, which, again, scam.
Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, how about you? What was your weakest link?
Jeez, it's hard to pinpoint, really, because there was nothing inherently wrong with the show from a technical aspect. It's just I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't all that. Like, I was expecting a lot more physical comedy from the get-go, and while we did get some, it wasn't that intense, I suppose. It's probably the weakest link I'm going to say. I don't know if I've worded that very eloquently, but you kind of get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, the fact that it was too slow a burn for a physical comedy show, yeah.
I suppose we should have suspected something like that with this first episode being literally double the length of any of the others. Like, I have a suspicion that the other episodes might actually be better because it's just going to be action non-stop, and I'm dead curious to see how we're going to get to that flamethrower moment.
Yeah.
So it's got, I suppose that's one of its many benefits, is with the antics in the courtroom at the beginning, we know what to sort of expect, but we didn't see anything that grandiose in this first episode.
Yes.
But yes, we can't leave on a negative. We have to get a positive to end on. I said the same thing twice, but that's because some pipes were creaking. But yes, Rick, MVP.
I mean, if you don't give it to Rowan Atkinson, then you weren't watching it. Like, there's no one else that it can possibly go to.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Okay, so yeah, if you got some bad news, who was your MVP then?
Giving it to the Bee.
Okay.
Because the Bee is surprisingly intimidating.
Yeah, I get you. So yes, our MVPs are split between the man and the Bee, as
waka.
As the show would imply.
So yeah, I guess on that note, it set out to achieve what it achieved. Wait, scrap that, reverse it. But yeah, not much else to say really, apart from if you made it this far, thank you very much. We realised it may not have been the most interesting of episodes, and for that, we're not going to apologise. We can't predict these things, although we have kind of had 2 duds in a row. But yeah, if you liked what you saw, we've got the comment section down below on YouTube. If you're not watching via YouTube, but instead listening via one of our many audio platforms, you can send us an email. Where have they sent that email to, Rick?
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yes. We are dead eager to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and perhaps suggestions for future episodes. Our list is looking rather short. So, yeah, not much else to say, is there, Rick? Apart from thanks for watching, keep yourselves safe and keep yourselves happy. Tune in next week for our special surprise.
Bye!